Hello everyone and welcome to this week's commentary. This will be a match that was played in 2011 in the first ever BGN World Challenge Xiangqi Championships. The official name of the tournament was the first World BGN World Xiangqi Challenge. Red was Grandmaster Tao Hanming, black was Master Wang Yuefei from Beijing. Now the opening system was quite rare, and although black tried the novelty, he had to pay dearly for his creativeness, and red eventually won in a very convincing fashion. So without further ado, let us see what went on in the match. Central cannon, and black tried to go for the sandwich horse defense. Now, Grandmaster Tao chose to play the ranked chariot, which is quite not so commonly seen, but nevertheless, this is considered to be one of the orthodox variations, whereby red will continue with R1 equals to 4 to target or to diminish the effects of this Palcorner cannon, and he would develop his left horse usually as a proper horse and mount an attack along the central file. This is one of the common ways, or one of the older ways of playing this position. Interestingly, black continued with R9 plus 1, but from a theoretical viewpoint, this would be a very controversial move because red would have the first move initiative. If instead he did not play R1 equals to 4 and just to play R1 equals to 6, the black chariot would not have many good lines for development. Maybe it was a ploy to try to entice the Grandmaster to play R1 equals to 6. Usually, H8 plus 7 is played. Now, as in my earlier videos, I won't go into the complicated opening variations. Please go to the website and the lines are given there, and please go through them yourself. And because black played a very interesting move of R9 plus 1, Grandmaster Tao chose to attack with C8 plus 4. Advancing the cannon across the river was to target the central pawn. Thus, black was prepared to capture the central pawn by force. Now, this was an enticing move, hoping that black could play p3 plus 1. If black played p3 plus 1, the might of this cannon on the pawn rank would be greatly enhanced. Red would be able to increase his initiative in the pawn. Again, what would happen if R1 plus 6 were played? Black would try to trade chariots, but overall, red would have a slight advantage. So, this forced C8 plus 4 forced black to play p3 plus 1, and immediately, just by the fourth ply for both colors, we have entered into a very uncommonly seen position. Black would trade pawns so that he could develop his chariot to the 7th file. And at this point in time, red would now command a focal point on the board with his chariot. And red was now prepared to increase his initiative, and as can be seen, black still hadn't developed this rank chariot or the other chariot. So in the match, R9 equals to 4 was played. Now it would not be a good idea to try to play c2 minus 2 followed by c2 equals to 3 to attack the chariot and the elephant in the same file. In 2005, in the second World Xiangqi Masters Challenge, this position was also reached. Red was Grandmaster Xun, black was Grandmaster Hongzhi. In this position, black chose to play c2 minus 2, and as can be seen, black could retreat the horse and actually seize the initiative. So perhaps c2 minus 2 would have its merits, but sorry, this would still be a rather controversial position. Anyway, in the match, black continued with r9 equals to 4. Red a proper horse. Red would make a prophylactic move with p3 plus 1 to allow for development of this horse and also prevent or discourage the horse from being developed as a proper horse. Patrolling the riverbank and attacking the black chariot, forcing the black chariot away. And black could now have developed both chariots, but comparatively speaking, this black horse would have trouble developing, and red would have a more open position. c5 equals to 3 was played by red. It was a very good move, whereby black would now target the black elephant, hoping to go for a smothered cannon attack. It was a very good move that by red that would allow red to make gains in both the offensive and defensive ends. Black would play c2 minus 1, and red would charge both his horses across to the riverbank. This was in preparation for r7 plus 3, followed by h6 plus 8 to gain material. Now, in the match, black played r2 plus 2, threatening to threaten the red central pawn. However, in the magazine, c2 equals to 3 was advised, and this position would have been better than what went on in the game. And since black was prepared to capture the pawn, the Grandmaster protected his palace with e7 plus 5, capturing the pawn, and red would now charge another house across the river. Now black would try to attempt a skewer, but red would simply not be bothered and continue to develop his left chariot. Now, at this point in time, black played p5 plus 1. The main idea was to continue with another p5 plus 1 to gain material and threaten the red horse. And at this point in time, red made a very, very bold sacrifice by pushing h4 plus 6. Grandmaster Tao did not back down from black's challenge, and this will actually mark the beginning of black's end. So in the match, r4 plus 4 was played. What would happen if black tried to place r5 equals to 4 instead, capturing the elephant? Now black cannot play cannot capture the horse, or it will be an immediate double toast checkmate. So that is why black had to retreat his chariot to prevent the black cannon from being captured. So c5 equals to 4 is not an option. And black continued very aggressively with h7 plus 5, sacrificing his chariot. Now in the match, black captured the chariot, but in post-mortem analysis, r4 minus 2 would have been better. This was some of the moves that were given. Red will continue to attack the central file, threatening to capture the black chariot. If black captured the horse, a check will be delivered, a check, and red will play r7 minus equals to 6 for a check. But no matter what black continue with, for example with hk4 minus 5, red would capture the black chariot, and as can be seen, although material wise both colors were the same, red would have been much more superior, because he would now be threatening to capture the elephant, and there would be no good space for the black cannon to move. So red would have commanded a winning position by this point in time. In the match, black accepted red's sacrifice, a trade of chariots. Now in the match, r5 equals to 4 was played, but what will happen if h3 plus 4 were played instead? Again, the threat of a check followed by capturing the black chariot was too evident, and that was why black did not dare to develop his horse. So at this point in time, we can see that black would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, red would have only 4, but red was not attacking. Now let us see how red continued. Captured the horse to erase the material deficit. Check. Now this move was made to prevent the red horse from making mischief, and also to prevent a checkmate, an angler horse checkmate. Now, although the chariot was protecting this file, it would not be a good idea to allow red to charge his chariot forward. So that was why a4 plus 5. Let's retreat a little bit. The check was to still be played, and at this point in time, black decided that he had enough and resigned. As can be seen, black's formation was a disarray. The fact that the king commanded the centroid would mean that both his elephants would not be able to be linked. And the underdevelopment of this horse would be another major issue. Although red had a central cannon that was protected by the pawn, he would still have to be very wary of black's h9 minus 7 or other tactics. So there was not much that black could do, and that was why he resigned in the game, thus giving the Grandmaster a very precious win. Grandmaster Tao would go on to face Grandmaster Xu Yingchuan in the finals of the tournament, but he would lose to Grandmaster Xu Yingchuan, and Grandmaster Xu Yingchuan would become the first ever BGN World Xiangqi champion. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video. If you like the work that I've been doing, please subscribe and give me a like or thumbs up for this video. Thank you.